Tesla as the only stock for your recession portfolio seems risky, or maybe an absolute brilliant idea. Now, first of all, we need to understand that the Tesla investor community is quite strong. Very, very strong, guys. Okay, I never have seen such a company that people in the internet are fighting so much for Elon Musk, their CEO and superhero, as well as the stock and the future. This is sometimes underestimated by Wall Street. So that's why I believe that if you're investing in Tesla, you have this huge commitment by their investors, not only the big investors, but also the retail investors. It's super strong. Everybody wants to achieve that Tesla will be #1 car manufacturer and technology company in the transportation business in the world, guys. Okay, so therefore I believe this is a huge important point to understand that Tesla investors are super convinced that Tesla will succeed at one point, and they put their last money into the stock and never let it fall below $350 again, because there's a huge resistance line in the 350 line of the Tesla stock value, and therefore we have seen that the stock approximately on those levels bounced when we had the huge downturn in mid of May. The next big thing for Tesla is that Tesla is an innovator, and innovators are thriving through crises. Don't forget that, because of a couple of reasons. First, innovators are having a huge bet on R&D of the future products. Now, for example, Tesla is betting huge on electrifying the car world, and therefore also investing into the next technology like battery and so on. But you see other car manufacturers trying to do this as well, but they have huge investments into their old internal combustion engine technology that it's hard for them, especially in these hard times, to say, you know, we should maybe not invest anymore in our core business, but in the future. And I can imagine that some of the CEOs say, you know, we are concentrating on our core business and the electrification can work, or we reduce the budgets, right? So this is the #1 problem for not innovating companies. And therefore, also I think that Tesla has a huge win, because the current crisis is also a crisis that drives forward the digitalization. And as we know, the Tesla cars are the most digital cars. Software over the air updates, huge entertainment system, fully electric, and so much fun to drive. You know, there's so many arguments for this car to be the future car. Therefore, you know, we got a little bit of awards as well for this car, and also it's also the safest car out there, guys. So, you know, you see that there's so many options, not only that you can, you know, drive the car of the future, but you can also order it while you are quarantining at home, because within 5 small steps you can order it directly at Tesla. And Tesla revolutionized also how you buy cars, and also they showed us that you can take reservation on cars, which is now like a trend in other car manufacturers. So as you can see, the innovators are thriving through crises, also on this one even more. Tesla has also a huge China strategy, not only for the manufacturing, but also for the sales. Now they just introduced that the long-range model will be now delivered to customers way ahead of schedule. So you see how fast it is. But the current crisis and the upcoming recession showed us that countries, or the country China, is way ahead in terms of comebacks and fighting against this kind of crisis. Okay, so we have seen that they came back, and some companies are back 75 to 95% already. So you see how much drive China has for Tesla. And Tesla is building for the expanding in China. And therefore, I believe this is a huge opportunity for Tesla in the crisis as well, to be in one of the countries that still are working and hopefully also buying cars. And especially for their market, it's the biggest market of e-cars. So therefore, I believe that this maybe will be one of the biggest puzzle parts. And if you want to know more about that, make sure to check out this video where I explain the whole China strategy in total. Innovators like Tesla are problem solvers at heart, and therefore we see that how Tesla solved the problem of coming back to work was quite, special, but with lot of push. Now, as this kind of innovators are going into the markets, they have to handle big challenges on day-to-day basis, and therefore they get used to these challenges. Like, for example, the current health crisis is another big challenge that they have to overcome, and therefore they are trained, the teams are trained, their mindset is trained, that they have another obstacle to jump over. And I believe that Tesla is way better prepared than other car manufacturers to steer ahead and to show us that they can overcome this crisis much better and come out of this much stronger. I think there are experts out there, they say some of the airline industries will collapse, okay? Some of the airline companies will not survive this. Some of the cruise liners will not survive this. And some of the car manufacturers will not survive this. And also some other industries, main players will be filtered. And this happens always in crises, those that thrive because they thrive on getting in their comfort zone of products and management will be sorted out in the end of this day. And then we should see Tesla even higher into accomplishments than any other car manufacturer. Another thing that you might see on the market is that money seems to get cheaper and cheaper. And with cheap money, well, growth companies are going to explode positively. So you see that, growth companies need a lot of money. Sometimes they're even negative in earnings for a very long time, until they have their fruits that they seeded a couple of years ago. Now the same was for Tesla. However, if this cheap money stays cheap, then Tesla and other growth companies can get cheaper money to grow their business. Because now what we see in Tesla expand ridiculously, okay? We have the Gigafactory in Germany that is being built, that need cash. We see the expansion of China Gigafactory, where we just saw that Tesla got $565 million. And also we will see another Gigafactory built in the US for the Cybertruck and other products. So you think about, hey, what would be the best for Tesla right now? Really cheap money, because with this cheap money they can invest into the business and get the biggest return of investment. Now if you're thinking about it, Amazon had for very long time no profit. But if you're looking back, Amazon's CEO and founder Jeff Bezos actually had the best return of investment, even better than Warren Buffett, if you consider the money that he put back into the business and grow the business. So if Tesla can do this again and more during the crisis, then we shall see Tesla soon at levels that never some short sellers thought it could reach. And I actually just saw that Tesla was one of the most cash burning shorts ever. Within the last couple of years, they burned more than $20 billion in short sellers' money. So, as I said in the very beginning, never go against Tesla investors, because it's a pretty strong team, guys. I mean, and last but not least, we have Elon Musk. And if Elon Musk can also not thrive through this crisis, at least, the very least, he can bring us all to Mars.